Hello there, guys. Okay, we got well, first off, we got a new backdrop. Uh, I have no clue if this is true, but I feel like it's a possibility. Quality may be a little lower on the video. I'm not gonna lie. My phone is currently the phone that I use for filming. Is currently held together with tape. Uh, I started a mod on it and repairs because it has some antennas since an have gone out. Need to repair the antennas. So I decided to start the mod on it too. Parts get here on February 5th. But yeah. It's definitely got some parts missing from the mod. That holds everything together. Basically anything I didn't need. Kinda just, you know, sitting here. Parts I need, including this little dingus connector that I hate with a burning passion. Right here is the cable had some issues, so I had to remove it. It's soldered onto the board and ends in a connector. Why, Apple? Why would you do that? Just make it have a connector on the other end. Like, this thing is so easy to just disturb when you're making repairs. So I'm gonna have to order one of those. That is for cellular. Millimeter wave specifically. I may just see in settings if I can disable millimeter wave, and if I can, I may just live without it to be. But yeah, that's specifically for that antenna. It's kind of dumb, but what just happened to my queue? That was weird. It just changed itself, and I don't know why I did. I like it better like this. Stay like this. Um, I just realized y'all cannot hear the lovely. Put that on. I hear it now? Ooh, yeah, yeah. So, oh, look at that beautiful contrasting background. Stupid brown scratch table. I mean, it is a work table, so it's to be expected. Actually, this mouse pad is one that I used to use to work on, so there's actually some burn marks. I hid all those. Don't worry about it. They're underneath my glass mouse pad. We're not even. I'll notice them. First things first, always verify what the client says. We're gonna go ahead and tester. Reeler. Got myself a USB-C. Big fail. Anyways, there we go. Ooh, give me a little rumble. So it's supposed to be just stick drift on one of the sticks. PC needs to restart to set up the controller. The crap you mean it needs to be restarted to set up a controller? Nuh-uh. We ain't doing that. Try again. Dude, it's a gamepad. Why do you need drivers? Dadgummit, Xbox. We'll try Bluetooth. That way I don't have to download their dumb drivers. What the crap is that? Also, my bitrate is incredibly low. Let me double check that. I should be doing. I like it better like this. I like this. I mean, the stream's bitrate isn't great, but it's not unusable, so we're just gonna continue on. I really wanted that to work over USB. It's really dumb. We're just gonna use USB for power and click the pairing button. I may need to unplug it from the port though, for that to work. Okay, it appears I am going to. Oh, there went my phone. My business phone. It's okay, it's just as broke as it was before. But it did take a chunk out of the floor. Anyways, we'll take our beautiful portable charger here and plug it in. I love this. Cost me way too much money, but it was worth it. And this is definitely the approach as opposed to just grabbing some AA batteries. I don't want to get up. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna refresh the page. I am in fact pressing button. Microsoft, you doo-doo heads. Okay, the controller is definitely working and connected. I am getting all sorts of stuff when I click the Xbox button that I'm supposed to be getting. Let's try the Steam input tester and see if that works. Okay, it is in fact working. I will scroll over. There y'all go. Now y'all can see that. Let's see here. Okay, so I think the dead zones are that too big. All of our buttons are. So click on our calibration settings. But not opening. Almost working. There should be. I close this window. There, now it lets me do calibration and advanced settings. So what we're gonna do is, sorry, this looks a little jank. I'm not even gonna bother moving it because all we're gonna do is take our dead zones, do a test. Ooh, there we go. That's showing us more. See, that outer, this circle right here, around this one, that's about where it is on the Xbox. So the fact that we have spots outside of there means there's definitely some wear on the joystick. I'm gonna do the same. So the right one's completely fine. Just the left. Right one's actually really nice. Tight on tolerances. Okay. Go ahead and bring it all right here. Time to tear into this thing. Realign my windows, make it easier for me. Okay. Let me grab my screwdriver. Grab my bit. Sorry to. Oh. I hate that they put the link. Okay. On a side note, the smaller internal one for the Xbox One is the same Torx bit as the controller. Kinda like that. Grab ourselves a pick. Got a couple skin flakes. Pretty typical, pretty typical. These things have too many screws that are so good at picking up skin flakes and dust and oil. Pry bar. Jack did that. we got some dog hair. Not a pet. Pick that one. Go. I've actually worked on controllers of this configuration so many times. I have fun facts. The joystick that is used on these is the exact same as the DualSense 5 controller. I guess DualShock. And all sorts of companies that make the same exact joysticks because they're so common, cheap. You can get packs of 20 of these for $5. So typically, I just go ahead and replace them. I mean, there are times that I'll just try to clean them and salvage them, but that's usually if I'm out in the... because then I don't want to make people wait. So that's the only time I really go to clean these. Usually I just replace them. Also, I couldn't tell if y'all heard me because I was pretty far from the mic and it was a little quiet on y'all's end. So I'm going to turn myself up just in case. If that's too loud, go ahead and notify me. Although there's... oh, there is someone in the stream. Hi, nice to see you. That or there was. I can't actually see all of my YouTube panel. I'm gonna be honest. Not my priority. My priority is seeing what the stream looks like. That is a mistake I make a lot. Done hitting it with the unscrew. Plate comes right off. Plate comes right off. Now, the left stick, I remember. This is also usually a good sign that if not being so worn that you should replace it, that it is getting there and you have like a year to a couple months before that happens. Because this one looks... oh, this is the one that when we tested it looked brand new. It returns to center no matter how far you push it. You can push it until the thing comes off, and the only time it's gonna stick is if you take the thumbstick off and remove any sort of limits, and you push it past the spring's limits. I'm gonna leave that off, actually, because we take it off, and I like to, while I'm in here, because it's a pain in the butt to get these things clean while they're shut, I like to clean while they're open for the customer. You know, return it looking nicer. This doesn't necessarily come out, but as I said, I'm gonna take it out. Not that it doesn't come out, it doesn't have to. We're gonna go from the bottom harder. Now. Oh yeah, our buttons come. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit the board with an unscrew. Oh, yeah, it's smaller. You can do these things hundreds of times. Still gonna make rookie. Like that. But, you do remember things like screw size. Oh, much easier. Now, I'm gonna go all in for the part. This is the first part that will involve us doing soldering. Well, actually, first we're gonna... now, it's the first part that involves any sort of soldering. More like desoldering, to be. I'm actually going to do one better. See if this fits microscope. We're gonna change y'all to scope view. And I have a magnetic cable here, so I picked up like 50 iPhone screws from stuff over there, and it's no longer nice. Good. Okay. Hides on that stuff. Microscope. Oh no, you could wipe a jump. What a shame. We'll go ahead. Oh yeah, I gotta click the button. There we go. It would also help if I was clicking the right video source instead of disabling and re-enabling the same one. Here we go. How y'all should be. Anyways, after all those shenanigans, this. And you can tell I've been in here before because they're not perfectly aligned, and I did this during a quick and dirty repair moment. So these are not my best solder jobs here. Look at that. The wire's barely aligned. It's actually how the other stick got fixed. I only repair usually the stick that's broken. You know, it's kind of annoying to do 5,000 stick replacements every 2 seconds. I mean, that sounds like it'd be a point towards wanting to replace all the sticks, but it really isn't because it feels like a huge... Clean up my soldering iron. Get it ready. And you're gonna notice I'm using a really big tip. It's gonna be borderline excessive. Sorry, I'm moving the microscope. Camera can... But it's gonna be borderline excessive, the size I use, and it's mostly gonna be for the case of the actual, what do you call it? Joystick. There we go. I don't know why I was drawing a blank, but it's mostly for the joystick. Thing has a lot of thermal mass. It's helpful to... Take these off. I mean, you don't technically have to do this, but it makes your life a... Go. Now for the other side. Go in. Oh, let me... I don't have a lot of flux on the tip of my iron at them, so oxidizing quick. How are y'all's be? Haha, that's what... For heat. Proving difficult. I think what I'll do... Runner. Oh. That way I can make better contact with the area. I know for anyone who solders keenly like me, seemed remedial, but doing a video for people online, I like to explain stuff, because I think we're all here to, kind of learn. I want people to know that they can repair their own electronics. Now, once you're done with that, I guess I'll show you under the microscope. I have to change sources. This headphone jack will fall out the second you pull the board out. It just sits on there, and I love that because this is the #1 part that's included in anything that gets just destroyed and mangled. We got quite a bit of hair on here, so I'm gonna grab my brush and oh my god, where did I set my brush? Not over there, isn't it? No, it is not. Crap, where'd it go? Did I get oh, there it is. Found it. No. Get it all out of there. Actually, you know what? Get these sticks. I do not think this is the one I serviced, because these look the original. You'll notice if I put my stick under the microscope. It's got a white axle. The originals do have a black axle geometer. So there's one way to tell if they're original. I mean, technically you can get them from the exact same factory and not a subsidiary, and get the exact same thing. Have it black, but I get ones that are slightly more mass-produced. Not that hard to test a potentiometer, so I have never had one fail. Oh, thank you. I will keep up the work. I did think that this, because it was the same client, was the one that I have worked on. Is not. Let's see here. Now to remember exactly which one was the right and the left, because it always messes me up the shape of this board. Okay, this is our left. Now I'm going to take y'all back to the other camera to show you the unceremonious way I usually remove these. It's tried and true, tested by me, but from an outside view, I have often raised some eyebrows. So I will have to show y'all, just to see how much it makes y'all cringe. Changed our camera. Luckily, I just upgraded my setup, so my microscope just unhooks from a magnet, and I can click the camera. You're back. We got a little bit of dirtiness here. I need a bigger brush. There we go. Okay. Left stick. Or I'm getting it mixed. Dadgam. What did I just say about getting these mixed up every 5 seconds? Guys, your left stick. Okay. I already can hear the angry comments. First, I'm going to describe the method to which I do it, because if you do this wrong, you will ruin the board. Number 1. We're grabbing these, sticking our tweezers in there, and prying them off. Then they just unclip from the stick. And once again, if you do this wrong, it will mess up your board, and the reason being is you don't want to put stress on it. Why? We're going a little bit at a time. We're going to come towards the bottom of these. You thought I was going to cut them. We don't do that with these, because these are really easy to desolder. We're going to take our iron. Zoom in for y'all. It's going to be great quality. I could have used the microscope part, but I don't feel like moving it again until things get more, minuscule. I feel like this is something y'all can see just fine. Not great, but fine. You know what? I changed my mind. I want to be nice to y'all. We'll use it. I need to get this thing on an arm, then it'll be perfect, because I can just move it out of the way. I haven't gotten an arm yet, but I had magnetic charging cables sitting around that apparently do data, so I think that this is a pretty good compromise for now. Phenomena. Okay. Here. Over. Beautiful. Okay. Feels like I almost can't get this up high enough because it does not have a zoom adjust feature. You use lead solder, I know. Boo-hoo, the environment and whatnot. But this will come off easy. Nice and... oh my god. Gotta remember with these things to look through the video capture instead of just... This isn't very small, but I'd love y'all to have... So since these are bad and we're getting rid of them, we're actually just gonna bridge the gap. There we go. Uses a little extra solder, but that's cents. That cost me cents versus trying to do this the quote-unquote proper way harder. We're just gonna hold some heat there, use tweezers to slightly pull. Not putting a ton of pressure. You want it to go at its own pace. See that? Now it's ready. Okay, we're gonna wait a little longer. There we go. Oh, and y'all saw not as much of that. Anyways. Now, instead of going straight to solder wick, solder sucker. Other side. Let's see. Okay, these joints look decent. So we're not gonna worry about pressed out. And that looks fine. So we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna do the same for wrong spot. There we go. normally, like, refuses to attach the 3 prongs like this, it's a good thing, but gonna go like this. I have to prop the board so I joint, not the joint, pot with tweezers. I mess up my words one. I'm just grabbing underneath and pulling with barely any, and it came out. See, it pumps a lot of heat into the resistors or the potentiometers that you normally wouldn't want, because normally you're salvaging these things, removing them, but that's not what we're doing. And that didn't leave much behind to hit with the solder sucker. We're just good here. We're not going to worry about cleaning that up. Bring you all back to big boy view, and I'll show you the painful looking part. Okay, we're back here. Whoopsie. Here's the painful part. For you, not for me. I find this part quite fun. So, we are going to cut it in some very specific positions. One, we're basically going to go around the corner. Don't use your good nippers for this, because good strength metal. You just want to go nice and slow. Shouldn't take a lot of force. You may have to turn them a little this way because most of the metal's on the top. Okay, now we're good. Now, over here, we're going to start with the... What we're doing is we're basically getting rid of the thermal mat. We are going to grab the top, hit slightly, and gently. This is not as critical. This is also why I desolder the pots, but I cut this. It is harder to cause board damage here, because if you did, you would be moving a trace that is very big, because this goes straight to ground. It is very hard to break this. So we're just bending it sideways, just enough that we can get our nippers in there and cut it decently low. Don't worry about getting to the bottom. We're gonna desolder it like normal. That went flying straight forward. That was crazy. Anyways, now we're gonna do the same with the back. Don't bend it a lot, just enough to get access to the sides. Part's gonna be a little harder to the position. Okay, I can't quite get that. We're just gonna leave it off to the side. We should be able to just desolder that just one. Next, we're gonna get this bit, which should be super easy. Go. It's only attached by plastic, so it's super easy to get. You don't even have to cut it, you can just pull it up. Now this side piece be the same, even though it's attached to the butt. Go. Pulls out of the plastic. I know, we could recycle this in a project, but I'm just too lazy and too many of these come through. Laziness isn't bad when you're doing laziness. And now that we've gotten basically everything we can off safely without soldering, we're going to come to the back and desolder this. I am not going to bring y'all in with the microscope on this one. I'm just going to zoom y'all in a little. Just because the part's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be the same thing you just saw earlier. This. I guess there is one difference. I'm not going to be bridging the gaps on this one. We're actually going to do this. We're going to make my job a little easier. I do this sometimes, not all the times, because it's a little risky. Wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't do something if I couldn't fix it. Cut this in half. Making it access to the... These are the only two that I have to worry about. There, now the other two are just ground. Once again, I don't recommend this, but I wouldn't get a little rough with something unless I can't fix it. Normally, I would desolder at least the button. Do as I say, not as... Here we go. Button removed. You gotta do now? Clean up. This. Tweezers. Actually, no, do this the other way. We'll start by taking off. Go. That out. Now we can basically just fill this. Now, obviously, because the way we cut the button off, there's it and metal bits of the joystick. We're gonna go ahead and clean. Now, super easy way to do that. This is actually where I'm gonna reintroduce, because it's gonna be a lot easier to see what I'm doing. Faster. Bing, bada boom. So yeah, we have all these metal shards. We're not gonna do it from the bottom, actually. We're just gonna do it from the bit of solder to whatever. And we'll just line up the iron on that bit. Or tweeze. Generally, real good. They're always that they're good. Yeah. These feel a lot easier. Even though they're grounded the same way, they're just so small that they... A little bit of it. Okay. We're just gonna ignore it. Not all of that. What we will do playing it like it feels wrong. Go. Ourselves. You dunk my solder wick. Oh. The name implies it will lift up all this up. I'll have to trim my or wet. There's quite a bit of solder there. Thank you. Oh look, some flux. Start over here since I have to just clean this up later anyways. There's our pen. Okay then. Those ground pegs that hold the sheet so large. Don't make a joke out of that. It's kind of hard to get all of it out of there. Not that one. Onto the other. Now we have a much clearer view of that pen. Go. Here we go. will say one thing as over Xbox, believe it or not, is not that their PCB is thicker than Xbox. It's actually less thick, but it makes it so much easier to do repairs because there's so much less thermal mass, and you don't have solder just evacuate. Boards. Flux. Give her color. I don't think it is actually. Let's clean up the board and see. Alcohol. First off, I'm gonna hit it with a dry swab. bulk of this off. You know what? I actually can use I have so many microfiber cloth. I have some. Careful if you use them around that. Still any tiny components that are really good at getting stuck to feeling them. Now we're going to give it pour with some isopropyl. That was quite a bit. Okay. Too much is better than too little. And we're gonna hit it with a brush. Guess while I'm over here, I might as well clean these contacts. But two. Now I'll take my microfiber, dab the most of that up. The rest will evaporate nice and quick. Nice purple. Now let's inspect each and every hole. Empty, empty. Empty, empty, empty. Empty. Okay, these need a little. Is okay? And we add a cement butt from our or not. That was nowhere near enough, so YOLO. There we go. And let me trim my wick. Out. And I'm going to pre-dunk it in. Oh, hey! Nice to see you again. I'm just doing a little, controller repair for a friend. Okay, we can see through that hole. Not for this. May have laid this wick out entirely. So, what you up to? I wouldn't figure you'd be interested in a repair stream. We're gonna try this part of the wick where it's a little less. Bad news? What's the bad news? Oh, I got a little loud. Sorry there. Depression arc started. Yeah. Life can be rough. That. Depression arc started. Yeah. I have sort of a seasonally affected depression. Not diagnosed, but I show the symptoms well enough to know. But I just kind of deal with it because it goes away. You know, being seasonally affected. I find that walking outside, getting good sunlight helps. Of course, those things are different for everyone. It's always nice to have someone to talk to. I see. Yeah. That's rough. But you know, yeah, you gotta think positively about these things. That's how I try to deal with it. I know that sounds hypocritical, I know that's hard, I'll admit it. Gotta think, well, what did they do that made me miss them? Gotta be happy that you got to meet them, and they're sad that they had to go. And once again, that's hard. It'll take you time. I know. It would take me time if that happened. Like, you're sad because they were nice. That's one example. Bro. Don't be sad that their niceness is gone. Be happy that you got to experience it. And once again, I don't expect this to be an immediate thing. Like, losing someone's a huge thing. And, you know, really it will take quite a bit of time to get used. Just be strong and know that there are people out there for you. Probably sound like I'm just blabbering though. See. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I mean, what I can say is you have... Oh, sorry, I was too close to the mic again. What I can say is you have a lot of people to talk to. Even me right here. May need to switch. With how boneheaded. That one's good. This one's good. See if we can get this one. Oh, and we're just gonna pretend those spots where I've slightly scratched the solder mask didn't happen. After all, that won't affect functionality. Yeah, that's just still being a pain in the butt. Why? Okay. Apply some more flux on the others. We're gonna try going from this side since it's sunk in on this side. Yeah, no. I get that. I honestly, no offense to my family, because I don't know all of my family. There's a lot of family members. I can't say that I know, because the whole reason why is that I don't know them. But I would be less upset than if a family member of my friend passed. That's the problem. I know a lot more of my family, a lot more of my friend's family than my own. I may simply need to change to a smaller tip. I could also... It's a long shot, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add more solder so I can get rid of it easier, and because this is leaded solder that melts at a lower temperature. Probably too much. We're gonna hit it with this. I put so much. Hit it with the solder wick again. Uh-oh. My camera lose connection? I think it was so violent it disconnected my camera. Dang it. See, that's the one problem with using a magnetic connector on your microscope. Sure, it's easy to move, but apparently hitting it with a solder sucker hard enough it'll disconnect it. I need to get an arm for this. Go. Oh, y'all. Unbelievably difficult. I talked about earlier with thermal mass. There's a lot of thermal mass on these because they're grinding, and they're very deep. Hard to get all of the solder to come. A lot of times, due to capillary action, it wants to move. Opposite end of the board. Dowel around. Good job.
Discovery Houston, prep to ATO.
Come on. Play nice, man. I really wish I had some full-on pure lead low mouse. Oh, there we go. Okay, that doesn't matter because it's all just great. If we can finally got it, soldering across both solder wick and the edge, giving it more heat. I don't know, maybe that was just magic. Okay, that was what having a little melted on. A long shot, but I've had it work before. Nope. Hi. You preheat it? Give it a couple minutes to get all melty, preheated. Here with this. This doesn't work, we're gonna give the board a break because there's quite a bit of heat in it. Did not work. We're gonna clean it up a bit and give it a break. For a bit. Both sides. Gonna wipe off the excess solder. Hit her with another. Isopropyl alcohol. And of course, like always, I gotta use your mother's toothbrush to clean it up. Get all the flux residue. So, what I think I'm gonna do here... Oh no, my fingerprint. No one may do a crime in my name. Go ahead, do it. I don't actually care. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna leave that full of solder, and we're just gonna put the stick on and lower it to there, because it's the one point that's stuck with solder. It's not gonna be that hard. And we spent so long desoldering that we've managed to start scratching the conformal coating off the board for the final layer. Why am I drawing a blank of what that's called? Doesn't matter. I mean, sure, it's all to ground, but I don't feel comfortable causing even cosmetic damage to somebody else's board. I mean, really, the only two parts that we scratched. Oh no, I've only scratched one part that does anything other than ground, and it's this guy right here. The middle ones aren't. Almost everything. Anyways. What's on it? Oh, it's tiny. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it like that. We're gonna grab ourselves our little stick. First, we're gonna have to unbend it because these guys were just all thrown in a bag. I didn't properly. You know, unbent enough. depth perception through a camera is hard. Okay, that looks good. Yep, lined up on our board here. Taking it away from the... I'm gonna grab the tweezers because I have a couple of evers. Okay, as mentioned before, one of our through holes is a little on the not properly cleaned side, but because I'm lazy and it's just the one solder, use my 10 solder for it this time. Higher melt and all it with. We're just gonna press it on. Melt it. Oh, I have another poke. Oh, fix that. There we go. You can see. I'm gonna clean that because I don't want to spray the blue. I'm not gonna have the prettiest looking joints just because I know I scratched something around the ground. Also, consider the fact, A, I didn't get to clean one up, and B, the board is a chonker. This is why I have so much trouble desoldering these on Xbox board. On PlayStation ones, I have no trouble. They're pretty normal sized PCBs for PlayStation. The Xbox, they are thickums. Okay. How y'all feeling in the chat? Music nice and relaxing? Mention this is kind of an oversized soldering tip for this. Not intent for that. All go on the back of my iron. There you go. That's a nice. Maybe overheating. Turn my iron. Instead of 430. Alright, I have to pause each. This is not autofocus. Try to give it as much heat as possible. That way it gets... Now these we gotta be more brief with, because we don't want to melt the pot. We just want good enough contact with the pot. Now, joints are the greatest, and of sticking together. All of the other look better. And I could do something for forever and still find a way to mess it up. I've done this so many times. Hey, that didn't melt. I mean, I could have stripped that one off. Getting it right the first time is better. Okay, now those joints, those went on flawless. Now the question is, does the controller agree with me? So for that, we're gonna go ahead and get her cleaned up. Careful not to get the isopropyl stick itself. Those are pre-lubricated, and the lubricant does break down in alcohol. Ask me how I know. Okay. Now I'm gonna move y'all to the other camera for testing. Yeah, probably clean up my workspace. Not be zoomed in more on tools. Oh no, y'all can see my mess. Shame. Anyways. We're gonna go ahead and, die. Yippee! And the rest of the color, we're gonna wrap them together. Not worried about any of the, wires right now. Not worried about it. Except for the... Just because I did my test Bluetooth in. And what we're likely going to have to do, because I have to do it every time, is touch up these joints. Usually have to hit them and touch them up a couple times, or the controller will register no drift. Okay. Grab 6. Definitely feels a lot better now. Let me grab my battery power bank because and this works better. Hold the double A's on the back. Sure. Good. I have to open the Steam helper because my other test wasn't working. Apparently, Windows added drivers to the PC for the Xbox controller, so even though it works without them, certain websites won't let you use it until it downloads them, and it requires you to restart your computer, which is dumb. Steam settings, controller, calibration and advanced settings. Juicy. Go. Fix. Oh my goodness. It was so much worse. There we go. Honestly, it was better before. Gonna go back. There you go. I think I should see good. So now, what I should be able to do is go in this panel, adjust the dead zone, click Y. Now y'all can see exactly where it's registering the stick at. Gonna make sure that no matter which way we flip the stick, it should be inside the innermost circle, preferably, but as long as it's inside the middle circle, this one right here, it should work fine on a box called dead zone. And this one's perfectly, honestly, better than stock on first try, which is very rare. I usually have to reflow these a couple times before they sit just right, but I think the combination using better quality flux than usual and giving her a little bit more attention on the microscope instead of my quick and dirty, just give me your controller, I'll fix it right here and now type of thing. Work well. Oops, I accidentally disconnected the board. But you get the idea. We're gonna close that out. Bring you all back to this view. Now we're going to ignore all the parts scattered around. Clean up my work area. They're so demanding. And y'all asked to watch this Garbaggio. Viewers will probably all. I mean, actually, that's already happened. I'm just saying, anyone viewing the video after the fact is probably leaving at this point. Like, oh wow, it's fixed. He's just gonna do the same thing but in reverse. No, actually. Clean her up. Such a great repairman. I throw things. Or this one. About playing a game after this. Maybe 2 a.m. on my end. But... Now, just a brush for basically all of this because it's loose dust. Any debris that's left after that egg. Okay. Side of the or near the electronics. I don't actually have a lot of alcohol left, that's why I'm having to shake it. But such a good, and I'd worry about. Technically, I would be just fine with a damp rag. It's just this is what I have of it, and I'm feeling pretty. Yeah, just in this condition, it's enough to expose every little crevice. So it's a great time to clean. Okay. Boards, obviously. Bring it. Now, before you press this one down, need your little headphone jack. Careful wiping this one off, though, because it's a little pin. I just kind of wipe going with where they lean. Them. Oh. You angle the area that is round upward. Then there's groove. Grabs in there. Board sits on top of it and makes contact. Go ahead and hit it with screws. Hard, given there's a magnet right next to it. Could have sworn screws go there. Oh, you know what? These two came from right here. I don't know why I'm not pulling. Where's my magnet? Where these screws are made? I don't want to see a single comment. Not one. Juvenile. There we go, now it sticks. Did forget to clean this side of the board. Do it real quick. I can. No. There. There goes the groove. It can go either on the top. There. Gonna do this. Difference so that one doesn't happen. Lined up with my fat fingers. No, I have actually pretty tiny raccoon. For some reason, these guys just get. Mostly just not being able to see what's under. Get them aligned easy. Oh. Now I have these guys to do. That'll be. But I think first we should. Face down. Now, before we get to soldering those wires back, everything. honestly, a little. I'm not gonna lie, this looks a little overexposed. Not overexposed. I guess that's better. It kind of blows it out when my hand's in the. I guess it's Apple's stupid auto skin tone. I have no clue how to turn. Looks nice in portraits, not in a live video where you're, changing between this actual color. Okay, that's the actual color. If I take this away, you see it changes to weird. I don't know why it does that. Gotta love how Microsoft decided to make people grease and dust color. Great for finding an appetizing. Got this guy. This guy is usually trouble. Oh, that's actually ice purple. Not really worried about the outside as much, or the inside as much. Because to be honest, that does. Going above and beyond. Good deed. Worth the effort. Yeah, realistic. None of the dirt does anything. This is good, that while we're in here. My job, make a controller function as it's new or better than new. Then why don't I make it look the part too? Working better than factory, it better be looking. Extra, very hard. For me. I have to. A lot of times I'll get out a bucket of soapy water and brush. This one's pretty easy. Last but not least, front. For all, this is the part you spend the most of your time looking at. It's easy to get the buttons dirty and look at that. Purposefully. This guy gets dirty, people are gonna notice. There we go. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get. If I can remember how it goes. That direction. Oh, they've added a grounding tab. Last time I worked on it. Yeah. It hooks down at the bottom. Pushes up at the top. You might have users. Oh, I see. Need to push it inwards. I thought it was the opposite. Yep. Hooked in. That grounding tab is contacts with large ground pad. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Take these off just while we solder these guys back in. Really tell. Yeah. Scratched that solder mask. And not the finest thing. And wow. This guy's raring to go in, so we're gonna go ahead and fill that request. Apparently I hit the plastic. That's my... Okay, it's not... I'll admit, sometimes I do make some stupid mistakes. Not the X. Or sure what... Now nobody will know. Except for you guys watching this. I apologize. I've committed some sins. Now ground, my knowledge is the... No, honestly, just by looking at the board. It's not entirely important though, because these are just vibration motors. Better if they're in phase. It actually generates more vibration that way. Although that's actually why they make vibration motors to devices, is to avoid them being perfectly in phase, because even if they're going this in opposite directions, they can theoretically go in phase. I know I'm putting these a different orientation from the other side. I'm just going based off the board, what it wants. Even though it's not symbolized what's positive and what's negative, you can trace it. These negative just ground. Again, not the greatest joint. It has to do what the joint are for. Vibration motors do not need to be precise. For effort into place. Literally not. Write your angry comment now. I just tend to find that when you get people's things working for cheaper and faster, I do have some level of acceptability, so I am going to. That's more. Last joint. Absolutely. Everything in this controller is. We're just gonna put her together, and we'll run her through another set of. To get these tabs line following it for some reason. Even though there's tons of way better guides. For example, I just forgot to put the fix on. Okay, you can put. Only gonna put one screw in, and then we're gonna test it. What is it? Probably loud. I don't care if you're getting tired. Keep going. We're gonna test all of our functions real quick. My battery. Bluetooth connected. I usually do this stuff wired because it's reliable, but today it's not very reliable. I don't know why. Test inputs. Oh, it's because we still have this set to, so if we go in here, our dead zone. What? Wait a second. Okay, no, fine. I thought it was being sporadic. We're gonna take it and put. Actually, gonna take. Here. So what I said would be optimal. Test on. Checked it. Have left and right tied in some way. On. Didn't think Xbox. I have encountered some controllers that have it tied a weird way. That. Now we can pass. Or it's just so that it throw at the broke. That's just fine. Triggers are functional. Bumpers are functional. Buttons are functional. Obvious. That good. Some might even say I give the quote-unquote greatest technician run for it. Xbox. And the share button. Oh, I do have a way to test it. Made a screenshot. What a waste of my storage. But yeah, everything's nice and functional. To really drive it home, I'm gonna play a game. Right in front of y'all. I know that's exactly what I want to watch. I'll click on my repair stream to watch me games, right? Right. Totally. Oh yeah, I should probably give you all a better view. I'm such a professional YouTuber. Daughter Wicked. Okay. On our covers. Beautiful. Battery cover, so I'll clean that before I put it on. And give me the last of it. Liquid gold. Oh, I guess my phone died. Kind of crazy, it's just now dying, to be honest. 10% when I plugged it in. Here. It does very slowly drain, especially from thermal. You know how I put. It's okay, cause clean now. So I'm gonna let it sit there and charge. Clean up my work area. Play a little game. I'll clean it up after. I'm playing on a controller. I don't have that big of a fan. We'll launch a game. What should we play? Good test. Rift. I normally use, Rocket League, but not really the greatest. Something FPS. See if I have COD Modern Warfare 2 installed. The game that stopped making me buy COD games, because it had been years, and I tried it out once, and I said, yeah, no, never again. I don't even know if I have this installed, to be honest. How unfortunate, I got a viewer and then they just left. Oh, probably because I'm leaving this stupid screen still wrong. Oh, God. What do I do to myself? All the wrong buttons. There we go. Ugh. This is way too long. Just let me get in game. How the heck would I ever use freaking quality? Who the heck sets an FPS to quality? Oh. That's why I don't have the game installed too, is I do esports, so I have my account linked to someone else's Steam account. Yeah, we're gonna do something else. You know what'll work? Portal 2. Here we go. Oh my word, it's Valve! Oh my word! Yeah, sure, you can have whatever. We're just gonna skip the beginning. Just so we can get into the part where I can actually test this. Test totally isn't just because I feel like, doing it. Oh, wow. Oh, you know what? That must make the platform move. Okay, so that just gives us a new... Does it have two different sensitivities for looking up and down and looking left to right? I think it does, and I don't like it that much. Okay, there. I'm a genius.
I'll give you credit. I guess you are listening to me. But for the record, you don't have to go that slowly.
See? Absolutely no drift. So great. So... I think I'll get through this next level, and if there's no drift, I'll leave it here. That was the thing that happened.
This next test involves the Aperture Science Area faceplate. It was part of an initiative to investigate how well test subjects could solve problems when they were catapulted into space. Results were highly informative. They could not. Good luck.
Look at that, I'm a pro. So clean.
Here's an interesting fact. You're not breathing real air. It's too expensive to pump this far down. We just take carbon dioxide out of a room, freshen it up a little, and pump it back in. So you'll be breathing the same room full of air for the rest of your life. I thought that was interesting.
Well, I'm still alive, so clearly you remove the carbon and pump it to the surface. Honestly, sounds like a much harder job. So, I'll take that luxury.
Let's see what the next test is. Oh, advanced aerial faceplates. Well, have fun soaring through the air without a care in the world. I have to go to the wing that was made entirely of glass and pick up 15 acres of broken glass. By myself.
Ha! Get wrecked, loser. Anyways, now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all. Everybody, have a great night.